Okay.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Okay. Actually, I was studying till 4:40.
Oh, I see.
I'm doing PhD, and for that, we have to do some coursework.
Okay.
We have an exam on 10th and 15th.
Acha.
That is also going simultaneously along
Uh,
with office.
okay.
Can you share your screen?
My screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Uh, yes, sir.
Can you open Eclipse, whatever you heard of?
Yes.
That's it. So, how confident are you, Vijay, in Java?
Mm, I've just completed the course,
Okay.
so I'm pretty, familiar with all the topics, I guess.
Like, have you done comparison?
Comparisons.
Yeah, in
Uh,
comparison, cross comparison.
yeah, I know the concepts, but I haven't worked on them. Yeah, that's about it.
For each and everything you have created a project, is it?
Sorry, sir.
You have created so many projects. Why is that you have created so many projects?
I've been practicing. I've been practicing all the the constructional arrays, enums, etc.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why do we use classes and why do you have this open concept?
Oops concepts is basically is object oriented to make it platform independent. The Java language we use oops concept which is not in C language. Uh, yeah, to make the language simple, to make it object oriented so that the code will be less, the execution time will be reduced.
Mm. And when you see, right, where do you find it to be more object oriented? When we call it as object oriented programming language we
Right,
use.
right. Whenever we are creating a method, we create an object, we call the method using the object. So that's the basic concept of object oriented. It's basically resolving around the objects, right, sir?
Okay, that's correct. But again, we cannot say it like that. We are
Okay,
creating an object and then we are creating a method. And
okay,
what we do is you define the class access
okay.
and then you create the
Right,
methods in the class.
right,
Only when you are accessing the particular method,
right.
you create an object and call it.
True. Yes.
Why I am saying this is again when we are going for opportunities, right?
Right.
We should be trained in such a way that we give the appropriate answer,
Right,
the
right,
correct answer.
right,
And like you are going as a selenium tester, right?
right,
You're not asked about all the concepts to be perfect as a
right,
developer.
right,
You are expected to give proper, appropriate answers, relevant answers, which are the expectation is like you are a tester, you know minimum knowledge, but you know better.
right,
It's the better thing, right?
right.
And can you show the tips?
Right. So, do I need to create a new project or?
You are create a new project. Selenium. And like there is a reason like why we use all these particular concepts for oops, right? Abstraction you have, encapsulation you have,
Yes.
then polymorphism, overloading, overloading, and
Yes.
all the stuff, right? Static and non-static class. All these things have a particular relevance.
Yes, sir.
Why we use them is like if you are creating a class for a car today, right? You
Okay.
are in an organization and you are creating a class for a car.
Yes.
Being in Amazon, like you are developing a product,
Yes.
right? A new product which is not there earlier.
Yes.
And tomorrow we may get similar products as well.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, if I'm designing a car today and like I'm designing a car and I'm keeping it ready, tomorrow you are going to design similar cars in Maruti or in other brands that you have.
Okay.
So to say it as similar to what is there yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
what that you have created yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm trying to do a similar thing,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to write the method for all of them.
Right. Right. True.
If I'm going to change only the braking system,
Mm-hmm.
or if I'm going to change the body of the car,
Right.
just the shape of the body,
Mm.
I'm not going to keep any changes in the other characteristics.
Right.
Then what I do, I just copy your class,
Right.
or else I'll just extend your class
Right. Right.
and I'll just override one braking system in my class.
Right.
See, when in an organization, you work with multiple modules.
Right. So.
In that module, if somebody is going to do a module and if that should be made similar to, or you are going to copy for all of them and all those things, you can use extend,
Right.
right? You
Right.
are having a super class and child class concept there,
Mm-hmm.
where you are doing that. Understandable?
Sorry, sir. Come again.
Understandable?
Yes, sir. Can you repeat the question again?
No, the classes, right? Why we are
Yeah.
creating classes and all those
Right.
stuff.
Right. Right.
The hierarchy as such, the
Uh,
abstraction.
right. Inheritance. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, why we need to do that abstraction is like anybody in the world is being to be called as human beings.
Right.
They should be having two hands, two legs, one body, and one head.
Right.
If they are not having these things, we
Mm-hmm.
don't call them as human beings. We call it as an animal,
Right.
right?
Right.
There are some specific reasons, like when you call a car, right? Now
Right.
I have a four wheeler, but it might be a car or it might be a car also.
Right. True.
The vegetable runner who comes with a normal car, right?
Right.
Even that can be having four wheeler, but you will not call it as four wheeler car.
True.
Yes. So we have some defined structure already there.
Right.
But what happens is when we see something four wheeler with a motor and with a body, then you call it a car or a four wheeler based on that particular what is it, the abstraction or the idea that you have already in
Right.
your mind.
Right. Right.
So these methods, like if you are designing a new car and if you are designing with three tires,
Okay.
then it is will be not accepted.
Right.
So I have to follow the rules. What are the rules that are already defined in the abstract class,
Right.
right?
Right, sir.
An interface. What is an interface? If you have to communicate to me, right?
Right. Right.
I have to give you permission to some method to
Hmm.
communicate between us.
Yes.
So in that case, I have to have a handshake with you.
Right.
I may be using a different application and you may be using a different application.
Right.
But when it comes to Amazon and Flipkart, right,
Right.
there are similar things where like we use only mobiles to sign in, right?
Right, sir.
In mobile, whatever I am using, if I use the same number in Flipkart, when I log into Flipkart, right, it prompts me to the product which I am searching in Amazon also.
Right.
Based on the search criteria that I am using in my Flipkart, it gets it. How
True.
did it come to know about my willingness to buy on a product? Based on the history of Amazon, they'll get the details of.
True.
And this is done by interface.
Okay.
So we have a method defined, we'll not have any body for them.
Right.
But when I'm creating a class from a Flipkart object, when I'm accessing the Flipkart application, then it goes and takes few attributes and we need to define them mandatorily.
Okay.
And we need to, when you give your mobile number itself, that is mandatory thing to start communicating. Now your method, whatever takes my mobile number, will hit the API with Amazon or any other website or even my Facebook, right? It interacts with all the social media that I am interacting with
Right, sir.
and it brings me the data and it communicates to me.
Right.
Now, it gives me a user experience, okay, it is already knowing what I know,
Hmm.
the pattern that I purchase, either I do it monthly or quarterly or half yearly. Yes, then based on that, we do the actual business.
Right.
This is how it goes.
Right.
So, for all the wood concepts, like we have some specified examples, and like we need to know that.
Right.
When people are asking right about wood,
Yeah.
we cannot just say wood concept, object oriented, and we cannot
Yeah.
stop there.
Right.
You need to be talking until and unless they say let's stop in an
True.
interview.
Right.
Remember that.
Right. Okay.
You give examples about like where all these things come.
Okay.
If you think you can just record the session also and keep it for you.
Okay, sir.
Do you have an option to record?
Uh, yeah, I have an extension.
Okay.
Yeah.
Record the session so that for your reference right you can use this.
Okay.
And whenever you are using any sample, right?
Okay.
Can you write the program? Go to Eclipse
Yeah.
in this main program.
Hmm.
Can you write a program to get a first duplicated ID
First duplicated.
character in a string? Right, string.
Yeah.
str string str equal to Vijay. Vijay, we don't have any duplication, right?
Right.
It should say no duplicated element
Yeah.
or character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And the next second time you give it as Vijay V.
Okay.
No. For now you write the program. Later
Okay.
in the execution you can give the data as Vijay V.
Okay. Um,
Have you practiced the hash table?
no, sir, I haven't.
Okay. What
So,
is the logic that you are planning to write today?
so we do this using hash table, yeah, sir?
Yes.
Okay,
You can do it with for loop and getting character by character and all those stuff also.
okay,
But hash table is
okay,
something
okay.
which will not accept duplicate keys.
Right, right.
So what you do, you create a hash table
Okay,
and you will try to push character by character as a key.
okay,
As soon as it finds an exception there,
okay.
right? If you are trying to push and you are getting an exception,
Mm-hmm.
you keep this particular line to insert into a hash table into try block,
Right,
and the other one to print in the exception.
right.
Whenever you find the first exception, you just print it and you break it and come out of the loop.
True. Yeah.
So you are having some options like this where these are typically given for those.
Right.
If you don't know the concept of hash table,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Then what you do, you go with for loop,
Right.
keep a string length.
Right.
For each length, you go and keep it, and
Right.
you keep the variables in an array, and
Okay.
you do that.
Okay.
That is also correct.
Okay.
But in a very premature way, you
Mm-hmm.
are not trained properly. That is how they will take it
Right.
in a
Yeah.
different way.
Yeah.
So when you are trying to show that you are better than them,
Yeah.
better than the people, try to learn all the concepts.
Okay.
Don't leave any concepts for option like,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
We can leave some options in the normal exam, but in the interview part point of view,
Right.
you should learn each and every point.
Yeah. Okay.
Every point is mandatory.
Okay.
First thing.
Okay.
The second one,
Yeah.
what do we need to know when you Selenium automation? If you ask me a question,
Yeah.
you need to know about class
Yes.
and a method.
Okay.
And along with that, some loop concepts
Okay.
and some data type concepts related to data type.
Okay.
Along with that, some inheritance,
Okay.
where we extend some classes and we implement some interfaces.
Okay.
So those things we should know.
Okay.
And apart from that, I don't want you to learn anything else.
Okay, sir.
And these are enough for us to do Selenium with Java.
Okay.
Understandable?
Yeah.
Are we good to go and start?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now go back to it. Try to use Alt tab most of the time.
Alt and tab.
Alt and tab. So it
Oh.
takes to the previous screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happens is like when people are seeing, right? If
Right.
you are seeing again going and clicking with your mouse,
Right.
they
Right.
may not get in that interest.
Right. Right.
So interviews, like most of the interviews are Zoom now,
Right, sir.
right?
Right.
And in other GTMs or something else. So like you should always be prepared for these. Like you
Yep.
should be showing them the what to say small techniques that
Right.
then Vijay is good.
Yeah.
We can hire him.
Right.
You should be hireable with
Right, sir.
you. And in the class name you have given it as name,
Yeah.
not as specific.
Okay.
You need to test upon.
Okay. Test one.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I can rename, or do I need to create another one?
I have just kept my mouse there.
Okay.
When you click there, double click on that, double click, not right click,
Okay.
and change it to test one. Type it. Test one.
But it will give me an error, no, sir, because I've
Now right
given the.
mouse over on it,
Okay.
mouse over on the test what you were doing. It
Rename the
says
file.
rename.
Yeah. Awesome.
Right? Type it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now remove this method from 9 to 5. The public static void main method. Remove them. Now I forgot to write the main method. How do you write?
Yeah. Uh,
How do you write the main method?
public
What are our
public static void main arguments.
Can you write that? Can you write that?
Yeah.
Right? Remove that line. Remove that line. Somewhere we went wrong, right?
Yeah.
Main
Yeah.
and like in the arguments also you have to use string or
Yeah.
you have button to use string there.
Yes.
Now remove that completely. Completely you remove. No, 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 no. Not the class. Undo the class. We need to get the class alone.
Okay.
Remove the line
Okay.
five or four, whatever we have main. Okay.
Yeah.
Now type main alone in small. MAIN. No, no. Don't give the space. You control space there
Yeah.
and choose that. First one,
R-
main method.
right.
Choose it. This one.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
These are some techniques where we use it. We
Yes.
don't remember the public static void main now.
Right.
After 10 years and 14 years in the industry, we don't go and type it again and again.
Right.
When you forgot, right, you created a class and like the interviewer is looking at you and you forgot to create the main method.
Okay.
You don't use the main method going forward after second class or third class.
Okay.
You can be there.
Okay.
But again, like you forgot it somewhere.
Okay.
Now you don't want to go and type that and give him a wrong interest.
Okay.
A guy with 7 years experience came to my company,
Okay.
and when I asked him to write a program on campus, we do
Mhm.
ask it first
Mhm.
to understand whether you have actually worked in Java or not.
Okay.
How do we know that? When you are using the uh, capitals and small letters, right? Based
Yeah.
on the case sensitivity of the words that you are using,
Right.
we'll know whether you worked or not.
Right.
If you do C caps there, it will prompt you an error.
Right.
Because it's a keyword, it should be all small.
Right.
And you are doing it perfectly. I am happy with that.
Okay.
And again, like people will not be doing that.
Okay.
So what happens? Like we'll start when they write C caps, then we'll ask them, bro, what is that C?
Right.
Then we'll give them a head to correct himself because we are trying to give him an opportunity and we are trying to get a person on board.
Right.
We are not here to rejection.
Right. Right.
So what we do, we ask them. Then
Right.
they are really attentive, right?
Right.
Then definitely they'll change it.
Okay.
Some people will be arrogant, like he's trying to test me, so he's asking questions, and they'll just say like, "Sir, it's two caps only, sir." Then okay, bro, like it, and we'll wait for him to complete,
Right.
and later we'll tell him at the end of the meeting, right?
Right.
We'll tell him, "Bro, this is not correct.
Yeah.
You see that the keywords are written properly,
Right.
and this is the feedback that I gave you, so that you can do it better in the next instance."
Right.
Here we cannot hire him. We'll just give him the proper feedback.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is at least we should know whatever we are doing,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And can you write a for loop now?
Yeah. So, what should I do? I mean,
Print 1 to 10.
okay.
right? Print it, run it, run it. It is printing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. The expectation is to run from
1 to 10.
1
Yeah.
to 10.
Yeah.
And like here, you have used another variable x, right?
Right.
Index.
Right.
That is not advisable.
Okay.
Unnecessarily, we cannot add variables
Okay.
because that gives you a misinterpretation. Like when I see it, right?
Right.
I may know like, okay, bro, but he has declared a variable in x equal to,
Yeah.
but he has not used it
Used it.
anywhere.
Yeah. Right.
So why do you use that? One
Yeah.
thing is that one.
Yeah.
And the next one is like you are trying to write the complete font again.
Okay.
I told you about main, right?
Yeah.
Similar to that, go to the next line after for loop,
Okay.
line 8,
Okay.
after that.
Yeah.
And type for and control C, right?
Yeah.
You get it. You get different types of for loop there.
Okay. Okay.
Whichever you want to choose, you can just choose it.
Okay.
But the last one, like if I'm choosing something like an iterator or something like I is equal to 0, then I'll get
Okay.
index, array index you can do,
Yeah. Right.
right?
Right.
Or you can just use it.
Right.
What happens is like this gives like okay, Vijay has worked on something
Right.
because it's not wasting time and you are using the options of Eclipse and getting those,
True.
right?
Right.
Now remove this for loop, write a while loop. You are missing a closing brace.
Yeah.
No, no, you give a closing brace.
Yeah. I thought of giving it in the end. Okay.
What whenever you are trying to write program, right?
Okay.
See to that we don't have those changes. Always
Okay.
have a this thing.
Okay.
What do you say? Uh, a comment at the end saying that this is the start of my main and this is the end of my main. If you
Okay.
have something like that, then it is easy for us to
Okay.
yeah. Now you write the condition and variable. Print the same 1 to 5.
1 to 5. While.
Here we cannot do that today.
Okay. I just
As you
forgot
are,
the logic
yeah,
here.
you have
Yeah.
both these lines.
Okay.
You initialization int I is equal to 1. Previous time before while int I is equal to 1 semicolon. Come to the condition part and give I is less than or equal to 5. Only the condition.
Yes.
And at the end of the line, right, you just say I plus plus. Come down. Below, just above the closing brackets,
Here.
you give I plus plus. And in the go line, you can give as so.
Yeah.
So that is different. And even, yeah, this here, right?
Yeah.
If you print this, you will not get 1.
Yeah. From 2 it started.
So that turns out to be the above that particular one.
Okay.
Don't use the input. The place where you kept the sys out, right?
Yeah.
It is above the I plus plus.
Right.
Now you check. This is right.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So whenever you are programming with for loop and while loop, right,
Yeah.
there is a simple difference.
Okay.
What is the simple difference and where do you choose one among the others?
Okay.
Where do you do that?
Oh,
Why do you choose fun and when do you choose white? Both are having same thing, right?
similar functionalities, yes.
When do you choose what? There should be a reason, right? When I'm choosing while loop,
Yeah,
and there should be a reason when I'm choosing for loop.
yes.
What are they? Right?
Yeah.
Now, if I ask you
Mm-hmm.
if you can stand for 10 times,
Yeah.
how many times will you do that?
As many times as possible, I guess.
You have to do it for 10 times, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If I don't mention it as 10 times, then you keep doing it and then you
Right,
stop.
right.
If I ask you to do it until you get tired,
Okay,
until you get tired,
right,
remember that this is the condition I am giving you. Until you get tired.
right.
Then if you are smart enough with two setups, then what you will do? You will stop
Yeah,
and say, Venu, I am tired.
yeah.
So when you know the specific condition on
Mm-hmm.
where you have to stop,
Okay,
then you use while.
okay.
If you know the specified iterations that you have to iterate through,
Mm-hmm.
then you go with for.
Okay,
Make a note. Make a
okay.
notebook.
Yeah,
All the points, if you can write the running notes, right,
right. So,
it will be useful for you for quick
yeah,
reference. When you
yeah,
are going to use it, you
yes,
can talk something like that.
yeah,
When people are there on the other side, right, asking you about basic questions, then you can stop them.
yes,
And you can say, like, these are the things that I have gone through, or else, like, at the end, they'll be asking you, like, do you have any other questions today?
yeah,
Then you can point on these things and you can show that you are better than the other people that they are using there.
yeah.
So
So,
make a note.
yeah,
While
yeah, while,
we know specified condition.
okay. Specified condition in the sense the limit.
Yes, where to stop,
Okay,
when to stop.
okay,
See, it is like I have to go on an iteration, right?
right,
Now you are implementing it one by one,
okay,
right?
yeah,
For a code to load, it may take 10 times, 10 minutes or 20 minutes. You will not know.
okay,
But you have to wait for 45 minutes, and if the report is generated within that time, you can
mm-hmm.
just break out and come.
Okay,
You don't need to keep on waiting for the particular report to generate.
okay,
It's an example, right?
okay, okay,
The second one is like you are waiting for your office cab.
mm-hmm.
It has to come there and wait.
Yeah,
Until what time it will wait? It will wait for 20 minutes from 9 o'clock. That is what they said.
right,
Till 9:20.
right, yeah,
So if you go there by 9:10,
mm-hmm.
will he wait for 10 more minutes till 9:20?
Oh, maybe he won't.
They won't. Why?
Yeah,
Because if you are the only person getting into the cab by that time,
yeah,
at the point of what is the location,
right,
definitely they'll not wait because
mm.
they don't want to put time there.
Right,
As you have already reached there, you don't need to wait there continuously.
yeah,
So what you do, you just move on. The condition is only arrival of Vijay.
yeah,
If I have to wait for 10 people there,
mm-hmm.
on specified iterations I have to wait.
Okay,
Then I have to wait for all the 10.
okay,
I cannot go with one or two.
okay,
I have to wait for all the 10.
right,
So it is based on the specified number of iterations.
right,
Right?
right,
At times, like it will be useful for you when you are going and programming,
yeah,
so that like you have to wait for some time
you're right,
during the application loading time, right? Sometimes the responsiveness of the application also
Yeah.
hinders us to wait for some time.
Right.
So we need to wait for few minutes and seconds.
Mm-hmm.
According to that, it is loaded, then you can break and go.
Yeah.
If it is not loaded, then you have to go on.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Understand?
Yeah.
And then we have discussed about hash table also.
Right.
Make a note on that.
Yeah.
For getting the duplicate character in a string, for getting a duplicate character in a string,
Mm-hmm.
we can use
Yeah.
hash table concept
Okay.
to
Mm-hmm.
get the first duplicated character.
Okay.
First duplicated character. In that you make a hint
Okay.
in the try block, try to insert into in the try block,
Mm-hmm.
try to insert the character that you are reading into a hash table.
Character that you are reading into a hash table.
Yes.
Okay.
And in the exception block,
Mm-hmm.
you try to print the character.
Okay.
Now here you have to read the character by character and try
Mm.
to put it into the hash
Exception
table.
law. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the exception, right? If you are having a try block, you will have an exception, right?
Yeah.
There you can keep.
Okay.
And how good are you in exceptions, Vijay?
I know the basic concepts. I know the concepts of everything, but I haven't worked on everything. I mean, the theoretical knowledge is okay, all right, but I
Hmm.
haven't, started writing programs on everything. I just started learning the basic programs.
So
You know how NIITs teach, right? I mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So they'll
yeah,
go through their book. I know
yeah,
that.
yeah. So I've started doing all this by myself.
And I have done an NIT course also, ANIT course
Uh,
that they have. DB, Java, .NET, and everything they teach in a single course,
right,
67,000 course.
right,
Way
right,
back 2004. And
right.
what is the course for ANIT?
Sorry, sir.
What is the course fee for ANIT?
Um, I don't know actually.
Hmm. Whenever people go for an interview, right,
Yeah,
they'll ask people about the certification.
yeah.
If they're having some tie up with that particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
We went for a walk-in then, and then they took us all our resumes and they called us for interview. They are interviewing us.
Acha.
At the end, they said like you are not technically proper. You
Mm-hmm.
need to get trained and come to NIT. We'll train you. And they trained me for 6 months
Acha.
after my post graduation.
Okay.
That
Mm.
is how I know about this.
Yeah.
Right. Get back here.
Yeah.
And like today, I have to give you some homework.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
The first one is
Mm-hmm.
to implement on
Mm-hmm.
inheritance concept.
Okay.
You have to create something like your home, your
Okay.
dad.
Okay.
What are the concepts that you get there?
Okay.
What do you do?
Yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
your bike and your friend's bike.
Okay.
You can do something like that.
Okay.
For all the concepts, if you are good,
Okay.
that is good. At
Yeah.
least for overloading, overriding,
Yeah.
and then inheritance. These
Yeah.
three things you can do,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And hash table example also, you can write a program,
Okay.
make it as homework,
Yeah.
and then write some methods and try to call them from different classes.
Okay.
These access modifiers also are very important,
Okay.
Vijay.
Okay, sir.
When you are going with normal testing projects, then we can go with the normal. public only. No need to give private, protected, and
Yeah,
default.
yeah.
But when you are trying to get into a big project, right, a
Mm-hmm.
big framework where people are using different access modifiers for different places,
Right.
then definitely you should be
Mm-hmm.
knowing about those.
Okay.
I'll teach you like where to use and when to use,
Okay, sir.
right?
Right.
We'll practice on those things, and like
Okay.
apart from that, to start with Selenium,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to know some basic testing concepts as well.
Okay.
And may I know like what is the knowledge on testing? Have you tried to see what testing is, what Selenium testing is, and
Uh,
all this?
Actually, no, sir. I've spoke to a couple of my friends.
Okay.
Uh, so by what they've told me, it's like
Okay.
yeah, testing the code in general or testing the applications.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got the generic idea about this. Yeah, I
In
haven't gone
general,
into the
what do you
details.
mean by software testing?
I mean, the developers come up with a code, and
Mhm.
before you deliver it to the clients, the
Okay.
testing team will make sure that it's on par with what the requirements are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Right now, go to a browser,
Okay.
any browser,
Yeah.
and then
Hmm.
this is your Google page, right?
Right.
This is what are all the applications that you are interacting with.
Okay.
Now, if you see just below the search bar, you
Hmm.
have
Yeah.
YouTube, Disney Hotstar,
Right.
Crunchyroll,
Right.
and all the applications that you are using,
Right.
right?
Right.
How do they know like you are using these applications?
Based on my search history, YouTube, I mean,
Like
usage
the
history.
browser history or the UKs
Yeah.
that you are having based
Right.
on the application, they are bringing it.
Right.
Now you log out and log in with a different user, you will not have these.
Right. Yes.
And here you
True.
can see on top, right, this
Yeah.
side,
Yeah.
here like you are having your account, right, this side, how to
Yeah.
see
Right.
the right.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You have your account, Google
Yeah.
account.
Yeah.
So based on that account, they are bringing these details.
Right. Yes.
This is a requirement,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you see the Google icon there, which is not
Mm-hmm.
visible to me actually because
Okay.
your background is in what to say dark gray color. I cannot
Right.
see that.
Yeah.
And even the Google icon is in
Yeah.
same color.
Yeah. Right.
I don't see it visible and I don't see that good.
Okay.
If the usability team or user acceptance testing team
Okay.
from Google sees this,
Mm-hmm.
then they'll change the color of the Google.
Right.
Define in such a way that the background color
Yeah.
and the Google dongle should not match together.
Right.
That is how we plan it.
True.
Right? So when you see there, right, Gmail images
Yeah.
and other options are available for me.
Yes.
If they are not available, then it is an issue for me.
Yeah.
It depends on the browser settings that you have.
Mm-hmm.
At times it will not be visible for all those.
Okay.
Gmail will be visible for me in my browser.
Okay.
And the way I log in, right,
Mm-hmm.
I'll have all my applications in such a way that
Mm-hmm.
either I use it or not, that will come in the first place. That is how I plan for it.
Okay.
Because I cannot go and search for the link,
Right.
right? I do have a favorite, like where I save the favorites and I use them
Okay.
for my quick access to the particular application,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
If Google developer is not doing all these things user friendly, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You might have not been with Google so long. You might have gone to Yahoo or Bing or any other search machine, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Search engine. Like we're not with various Google.
Mm.
To stay with Google, what they are doing, they are having tie up with almost all the social network sites.
Right.
With whatever social network you want to join, you can join with Gmail.
Right. True.
So Gmail is the first one that you are getting access, and then you are getting access for all of the other applications based on this particular app.
Right.
So the tie-up that they have with other the capability to get into other social media networks, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With very minimum basic knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
about you, right?
Mm.
You don't give the name and all those names there. When
Right.
you try to log in with Vijay and whatever you say, like your email ID, then it will bring you the suggestion.
Right.
Do you want to continue as Vijay or do you want to continue as V?
Yeah. Right.
It asks you, it prompts you whether you can change the name also to your buddy name if
Right.
you are logged in. So it is like up to us to decide on there.
Right.
So all the things are requirements for you.
Mm-hmm.
Whether Gmail is displayed properly or not,
Yeah.
whether images here next to your right
Yeah.
are displayed properly or not,
Right.
whether the icons, whatever are expected,
Right.
whether you have three and three,
Yeah.
the nine squares or not,
Right.
and then with your photo, whether the
Yeah.
photo is displayed or not.
Yeah.
If you have a photo with Google account, definitely it should be displaying me the photo,
Right.
or else it's going to be an issue for me,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And then the search bar,
Mm.
whether it is with the expected size or not. Now
Yes.
I type question, and if I don't know what is the first word that I type,
Mm-hmm.
then what I'll do? I cannot see the question. I cannot go back and check the question in the
Right.
next time.
Right.
So they give a specified distance, like you can have a question within that distance,
Right.
right? Within that dimensions that are allowed. And then in the bottom right, if you are trying and seeing YouTube each and every time, but it is not getting displayed there,
Yeah.
then what to do? You get frustrated. So
Right.
what might you want me to search for YouTube each and every time,
True.
and you want me to get into the application that is not the expected, I go to the different browser.
True.
I'll not use Chrome.
Right.
So these are some things that you are seeing now.
Yeah.
Whatever you can see and confirm
Mm-hmm.
is verification.
Okay.
Make a note. Verification.
Yeah. Whatever I see and confirm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever I see and confirm
Yeah.
in the application
Yeah.
based on the requirement. In the requirements, they'll specify this.
Yeah.
Your Google should be displayed here, your Gmail images and dots, nine dots,
Yeah.
the photo of the Google account logged in,
Yeah.
uh, size, dimensions, everything will be discussed in the given in the requirement.
Yeah.
So you are just seeing and confirming.
Yes.
Understood this?
Yeah.
Now the next concept.
Yeah.
Go to Google search and search for your name. So what you have done, you
Yeah.
have gone there,
Yeah.
you have entered some data,
Yeah.
and now you are expecting about the search results for Vijay,
Right.
right? You
Right.
go there, scroll down, whether any results which are not with Vijay are confirmed.
No, it's mostly about Vijay. Some Vijay related to.
Any Vijay
Yeah.
can have any Vijay,
Right.
but in somewhere, right, it says
Yeah.
like medical cash. Come down, down.
Yeah.
This medical cash and ferry cash.
Yeah.
There in that particular thing, Vijay is not there.
Not there.
In
Yes.
that you may have it.
Yes.
I'm not particular about that. Instead, you
Yes.
can display my name, right? Your name, whatever you are having.
Yeah.
Why do you want to display master cache? Is my question.
Yeah.
It's not as per the requirement,
Right.
right?
Right.
You are displaying the inner what is it, the text that you have. You are
Mm.
subtitling and displaying to me,
Mm-hmm.
but you are not giving me the name that is given in my Gmail account. It's
Right.
an issue for me,
Right.
right?
Right.
I am Vijay and I want me to be searched. I don't
Right.
want Vijay heroes to be searched.
Right.
So if you can give this requirement, then if Google's what they do is based on the
Mm-hmm.
maximum number of searches they keep it in the first queue.
Okay.
If you go and see the right
Mm.
Google whatever they use is search engine.
Mm.
It's like going to show you only the
Mm.
maximum search thing.
Okay. Yeah. Most
It will
searched.
be
Yeah.
like most search thing will be given in the first thing.
Yeah.
When you see people all over Tamil Nadu and Kerala, they'll be searching for Vijay as an actor.
Yes. Right.
These places, right? If
Yeah.
I search for Chennai, definitely it will display me the Vijay actor only.
Right.
In that case, Whoever tries just Vijay,
Mm-hmm.
they'll get only these results.
Right, right.
Now, give your full name and search.
Yeah,
Now you got your result.
yeah. The first one is my LinkedIn uh,
If you give
account.
all the
Yeah,
accounts which are in available in public,
yes,
right?
yeah,
So with the exact name if you give, you will get it. If you
right,
are giving only part of it, you will not get it. This is the
right.
actual requirement that they have.
Yeah,
So what we do, you give an input and you are getting the output and you are checking it.
right,
You cannot just by looking at the first page, right? You cannot say like, yeah, for Vijay search it will give these
right,
results,
right,
and for Renu search it will give different results. That you cannot do that.
right.
Only for giving the input and
Mm.
submitting it, you can
Yeah,
search it.
yeah,
Yes or no?
yes.
This is called as validation. What is this?
Validation.
Yes.
Yeah,
Make a note. Validation.
yeah.
Any test
Mm-hmm.
by giving
Okay,
some input data
okay.
and
Uh-huh,
get the
uh-huh.
expected information
Okay,
by submitting the form
okay,
or page. Form or page, you can call it any way.
okay.
Right, when I click on submit there only, you have come here, right?
Right, right,
The icon here, the magnifying icon after the mic, right?
right,
In the
right,
Google,
right. Yeah.
that is button actually.
Okay.
If you click on that only, you will get it
Right,
actually. Or else you press on enter key in your keyboard,
right,
it submits the form.
right.
It's like clicking a form or submitting the page or form,
Yeah,
whatever you call.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That is how you get to the validation part.
Right.
Now, in any browser you go,
Mm-hmm.
you do only these things.
Yes.
You enter some data,
Mm.
you select some values, you click on some check boxes, you click on some buttons or radio groups,
Right,
you click on something else, and all these things are interactive.
right.
And now I have to verify this. This is
Yeah.
an element for me,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm.
I can verify Hyderabad Bistro
Yeah,
reviews.
yeah,
A user has given some review here.
yeah,
So, like all the things, whatever you want to see,
yeah.
I can check that whether it is having the same font or not,
Right.
whether it is having the particular blue color or not. I
Yes,
can do that.
yes.
Why we want to do this, Renu?
Yeah,
Why automation again?
yeah,
First question.
yeah,
Why do you need to do this? You
yeah,
can do it manually, right?
yeah,
Why do you want to do it?
yeah. Maybe to cut down the time on to do a large scale project without actually looking at everything, I guess.
You are there almost.
Yeah,
It's going to save your time,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
You are going to invest only once for developing the script
yeah,
on time,
yeah,
and then for the remaining executions, right?
yeah.
For the remaining versions, whatever you have, you
Mm-hmm.
just go through the
Okay,
automation execution alone.
okay,
You will not sit there and execute.
okay.
Now, today, Vijay is there working with Amazon.
Yeah,
Tomorrow, he will not there.
yeah,
He'll go to some other company, right?
yeah.
He'll not there only, right? Yes
Right,
or no?
right, right.
In that case, if whatever work Vijay is doing today,
Yeah,
if someone has to take over, he should have the complete knowledge as Vijay possessed in the 5 years.
right, right.
They will not get that knowledge on 1 month or 2 months of notice period KCW. Yes
True,
or no?
true, true.
So if you have some automation scripts written,
Mm-hmm.
then what you can do, you can just try to execute them
Okay,
and get the details of
okay,
the execution results. And
okay.
at the end, you can come and conclude that if some failures are there, okay, these failures I have to identify and do a case study on those.
Right,
You not need to learn everything on the day one itself.
right,
We have some base already.
right.
Whatever Vijay work is doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vijay is considered at first in Google,
Mm-hmm.
and then he checks whether all the listed elements
Hmm.
are same or not.
Right.
If he's having something else, then he will go and say, okay, these are the details which are not coming properly.
Yeah.
He'll update this in the daily log,
Yeah.
the products of Amazon or something
Yeah.
else,
Yeah.
whatever you take,
Hmm.
right? He's
Yes.
doing these things.
Right.
Now he has automated it and kept it.
Right.
Now I'm going and searching and I'm getting a results and again I'm going to use this for my reference.
Right.
Now he can go and do that.
Yeah.
So it is easy for them to take over.
True.
And again, like today I have time, I'm doing manual testing.
Yeah.
I have spent 8 hours.
Okay.
Tomorrow also I have to spend 8 hours.
Okay.
The day after also I have to spend 8 hours. Whenever I get a new bill, I have to spend my 8 hours time for that testing.
Yeah.
And like, are we going to do anything new without human interface? If a system or a tool can do that,
Uh-huh.
you can remove and eliminate the human and ask him to do something productive.
Right.
Daily you come and search for some product. If the product is available or not, you are checking it.
Right.
Is that the actual work that you do? No.
Yes.
You have a lot more things than that.
Yeah.
So what you do, you just give it in a program or
Uh-huh.
a tool or a system
Okay.
and then ask it to execute regularly
Okay.
on daily basis.
Okay.
If it fails, then you will go and check. On that particular day, you will check for 1 minute or 2 minutes.
Right.
And you will not waste time in sitting and doing for 8 hours.
Yeah.
So what you do, you are saving your time on multiple executions for each item.
Mm-hmm.
So to do that, you need to do automation.
Okay.
Why automation?
To reduce
Get
the execution times.
to get
To
the
yeah.
mechanism to get
Yeah. To get
all the
all the
repeated
yeah.
actions
Mm-hmm.
performed in the
Okay.
application
Mm-hmm. Okay.
by a tool.
By a tool.
Hmm.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
we can use it for
Mm-hmm.
repeated executions
Okay.
during each release that we get. During each release
Okay.
that we
That we
get.
get. Okay.
And you can rephrase if you want, like, this is how, like, I keep it in simple words so that you can understand any time that you go.
Mm-hmm.
You can write a fair note and you can keep it aside so that it helps you during the interview.
Right.
And how do we fold our exam?
Mm-hmm.
On the long side, we fold it to mid, right?
Right.
In middle.
Yeah.
When you are submitting for exam, right, during college and school,
Yeah.
fold a paper like that
Mm-hmm.
and try to write whatever we are discussing in
Okay.
small format
Okay.
so that that can be used for your quick reference during interview.
Cool. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Practice that.
Yeah.
And whenever you get time, right,
Mm-hmm.
you you go through the concepts like whatever we are discussing in
Okay.
class,
Okay.
in YouTube or whatever you can refer. You
Okay.
have my YouTube channel as well, Vinamaro Borantla.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
I have recorded some